Hey, I'm Roberto, uncle, dreamer, and Disney kid at heart. As a business profit strategist and community leader, I've had the chance to work with multiple business owners and community leaders ranging from napkin ideas to 8-figure brands. And along the way, there's been some failures, amazing successes, and lots of friendships have been born. Now, community leaders come from all walks of life and business. They might identify as a coach, consultant, speaker, a nonprofit leader, or a maker, but here's the thing. They all have one thing in common. They are purpose-driven brands and leaders seeking to create an even bigger impact in the world with and for their communities. This is the show that brings together community leaders and business leaders with communities to reveal their mistakes and successes to building and creating a highly impactful and profitable community. This is the Connected Community Leader Podcast. Hey y'all, Roberto here. I'm the founder of Propel Brand Management and the best-selling author of Sponsorship for Influencers and the creator of the Profitable Community Blueprint. As a business profit strategist, I help business coaches, consultants, and community leaders increase their income through partnerships, products, and programs. And this is episode 1 of the Connected Community Leader Podcast. Today, I want to share with you the core characteristics and traits of a community leader and a community CEO. And I think that it's important that we share these as we begin this journey in this podcast together. And those of you that are part of our Facebook group and our communities as well, that you get the opportunity to see the characteristics and the traits that I believe make up this person. And so, number 1, they lead with integrity. Brené Brown says that integrity is choosing courage over comfort. It's choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, or easy, and choosing to practice our values rather than simply professing them. And as a leader, we will face opportunities to be able to prove our integrity, to do what we say, to be impeccable with our word. And will we always hit the mark? Absolutely not. I mean, we're human, right? And so we will make those mistakes. It's about when we make those mistakes, how we address those mistakes, and how we're able to, as much as we can, stay focused, stay on the prize, and do what is right, and to be able to honor our word. Number 2 is to be open and coachable. Now, this one, I'll tell you, it's right on up there with number 1, because as leaders, we want our teams, students, and those in our community to be coachable, right? We want them to be open to what it is that we have to say, but what about us as leaders? When working with my private clients and, group coaching, or if I'm out facilitating a mastermind, one of the first invitations I give a group is to invite them into a place of being open and coachable for our conversation that day, for our coaching that day, for our training that day. I'd like to say open heart and open mind, because when we say things like, oh, well, I already know that, or I tried A, B, C, and that didn't work, or so-and-so tried this, we not only shut off our brain to the possibility of something new, but we also energetically shut off the possibility to learn something new. And so when we're open and coachable, this is key to our success as leaders, not only for us, but for the people that we serve. And so you'll definitely be hearing more about this in future episodes as well. Now, number 3. This is about being vulnerable and authentic. So Dr. Brené Brown describes vulnerability as uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. And Psych Central says that being authentic means coming from a real place within. It is when our actions and words are congruent with our beliefs and our values. And I'm going to read that part again because I love that part there. It's when our actions and words are congruent with our beliefs and our values. It's being ourselves and not an imitation of what we think we should be or have been told that we should be. And, I remember being a young leader and being young in business, and y'all, I had such a hard time letting people know that I needed help. I felt that I had to have it right, or that, that it had to be, because I was young and I was a person of color. And as being young and a person of color, I was already used to the stigma that we had to work twice as hard to at least get the same recognition, but it was usually half the recognition. And that was just a story that I had told myself over and over and over. And what I learned with some amazing mentors and some amazing leaders that have helped me in business over the years is that nothing will kill a community, kill your business, and kill your bank account faster than a looking good program. And so it wasn't until I was able to share my truths, to share my struggles, the stories of my life, the stories of business, to my coming out process and healing relationships with people, that my community became even stronger. You see, they wanted to know that I was on this journey with them, that I was sharing the journey with them, and I felt, for whatever reason as a young leader, that I had to have all of my ish together. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to learn from me. And so that leader is vulnerable and authentic. Number 4 is that this leader is selfless. The English Cambridge Dictionary defines selfless as caring more for what other people need and want rather than what you want for yourself and what you need and want. And so community leaders and community CEOs, they build, create, and they guide communities for the greater good of the people they serve, not their own pocketbook. And at the same time, though, while we serve, right? And while we create things to serve and content to serve, we also have the systems to get paid for the ways that we serve. And this is something that's extremely key, is that you can be paid for the way that you serve. As Bob Proctor likes to say, there is no transformation without transaction. Number 5 here is they partner with others. Now, listen, this might sound like common sense, but it is amazing how many founders of communities and how many leaders just try to go at it alone and they got to do it themselves. But here's the thing. Partnership is one of the simplest and fastest ways to be able to grow an engaged and profitable community. In fact, about 1/3 of the Profitable Community Blueprint is around the key types of partnerships that communities are utilizing to become more profitable or create even more profits in their business. Now, number 6 is they're mission focused. So my father served in the U.S. Air Force. My uncle Reuben was a Marine. My 2 brother-in-laws served in the U.S. Army. In fact, one of them is still a recruiter for the U.S. Army. My grandfather served in the U.S. Army Air Corps, and I'm grateful to them. I'm grateful to all of the men and women who have served our country and continue to serve our country. And one of the things that I learned from their stories and from also learning from other clients who have been in the armed forces was the importance of the mission. You see, when they have a mission and when they are on a mission, they are so focused on that mission to see it through to completion. Now, notice there was see it through to completion, not I got tired and I didn't want to do this today, or, oh my gosh, there's this TV episode, I'm going to do this today. They are so focused on the mission that they need to get it done, and they see it through with the assistance of intelligence and counterintelligence. And so the most profitable communities are those that are mission focused, and they have leaders that are saying, yes, we will see this through until the end, until the next mission change. Number 7 is they're impact focused. You know, in writing this list and sitting down and actually thinking about what I was going to say for this episode, several brands came to mind. And I actually thought, well, do I write them all? Do I not? And I didn't write them all because it was a very long list. And I was like, well, I could do a whole episode on just that. So to me, impact focused it can be seen different ways, right? It's like part of creating lasting change around major societal issues that are happening. But it's also most commonly, for a lot of the community leaders that we work with, it's the ripple effect of your impact. It's the ripple effect of your impact. It's a single mom becoming a full-time entrepreneur. It's, a family member being able to help raise another child in the family. It is having your community being able to build schools and wells with other nonprofit organizations around the world. It is being able to see your students be able to adopt and to become parents for the first time. It's being able to see people in your community be able to get married and celebrate that momentous life occasion and being able to be there to share it with them. And so as a community, your collective impact can be amazing. So it's not just about the impact of the leader, it's about the impact of the community as a whole. Number 8 is these leaders own every experience in an empowering way. Now, listen, as a leader, you already know, like whether it is your corporate job or, you're an entrepreneur or a community CEO, one of the things that's happened is you have taken the hits, you have taken the punch per se, right? Hopefully not physically, just literally here. And, being able to own your part of a situation. And so even when things don't go as planned or there is some sort of trauma that happens or some sort of disagreement that happens within the communities, that we find ways to see the good, to be able to learn from that, right? And use each experience as a learning experience and to be able to move forward as an empowered person, as an empowered leader, to be able to empower our communities to also move forward as well. Now, number 9 here is to take action. Listen, unless you've been hiding under a rock, you already know the Nike slogan. It's just do it. And 6, 7, and 8-figure leaders all share this trait, and they also know that they don't have to do it alone. So take action, y'all. Take action. And number 10 is they're generous. Many years ago, I had the opportunity to sit with Greg Reed. He's the founder of Secret Knock and the bestseller of multiple books. Some of y'all might know him for 3 Feet from Gold. But he once told me the most successful people are the most accessible people, and I really didn't understand what he was telling me at the time. And several years later, I'm able to look back and say that community leaders and the community CEOs that are the most successful, they're generous. They're generous with their time. They're generous with their content. They're generous with their money. They're generous with their resources. They are generous people overall because they are so grateful for what they have. They're very giving as well. And if we were to add a bonus one, like for the fun of it, right? I'd say the bonus, or number 11, would have to be is that leaders of highly engaged communities, the leaders of profitable communities, know how to ask powerful questions. If y'all don't know him, I'm sure we'll have him on the show, but my buddy Trevor Rotz is the founder of the Black CEO community. And he says this. He says, powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus, and in life, we only get what we focus on. And so I would say that the 11th characteristic or trait, or the bonus one here, is that leaders know how to ask powerful questions. And so a quick recap here about the 10 characteristics and traits of community leaders and community CEOs. With highly engaged and profitable communities, the things that they share are, number 1, they lead with integrity. Number 2, they're open and coachable. 3, they're vulnerable and authentic. Number 4, they're selfless. 5, they partner with others. 6, they are mission focused. 7, impact focused. 8, they own every experience in an empowering way. 9, they take action. 10, they are generous. And the bonus one, the 11, is they ask powerful questions. So I'd love to have you join us for more future episodes. So if you'd like to come and hang out some more, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel. It's a great way to make sure that you're notified every time I post a new show or create a special episode or, anything crazy that comes up in the podcast world. And if you know any community leaders, coaches, speakers, consultants, or small business owners that want to build and create a highly engaged and profitable community, consider sharing this podcast with them. And if you haven't joined us in the Facebook group yet, head on over to robertoteaches.com to join the Facebook group. So thanks for joining me today. I look forward to sharing this journey with you, and I will chat with y'all all soon. Bye-bye.